One shot. It's all but a price for me to be made an example out of. So many problems. People look at me like, man, if I had your energy and you smiling all the time, you must be happy. Yeah? What's that? I woke up mad at the world because I couldn't change what I saw. Besides the shooting, protest, and I know y'all heard this before, it's crazy. They don't get the message, so I replay it once more. I keep flicking through the channels like I've seen this before. They don't hear me. A guy from my job told me in Charlotte was crazy. People running down the stores with mothers holding their babies. He really lost me when he made a comment to me so thoughtless. He said no cop approaches a black man with weapons fully loaded. He said a cop doesn't just come up and open fires to bodies. I almost lost it. We both watched it on the TV beside me. But this was coming from somebody who was privileged to options. I bet his perspective be aggressive had he been darker than silence. No more moments of silence. Respect the dead due to violence. The only time that we now hush is if the gesture was private. Hey. They say the reason for the madness because they scared of our nature. So when they approach us, it's to roast us, and it's not with a taser. They said, put aggressive tendencies on headlines for later while they hunting broad day. Don't be alarmed, this is for tomorrow's paper. This is not to break the tension, to give permission to purge. It's just a speech for me to read, so now they know that I hurt. When people walk beside or face to face, they see happy spirit. I see corruption undetected on the face people wearing. So when I think to ask, why we have intentions to hurt, they said, we just follow in good spirit, so we followed you first. They said in order to be happy, you had to know how to hurt. I put this smile on every day, because for the time being, it works. They said in due time, people gonna start asking for reasons. Why you smiling when the people around you hurting and bleeding? You trying to pretend like this not real? Man, we should hurt you for cheesing. You allowing people to follow a smile. You know that's misleading? And here I am, front line, because they miss someone leading. Explanations being drawn, my safety on for a reason. Clear target, a body language away from miscommunicating. Switch positions, now my hands raised with a face like I'm thinking. Only reason why my hands raised, because now after thinking, if there's an alteration within my vision, I see after seeking the truth, after being lied to from discoloration. But for those who think I'm simply speaking, please, let me explain it. If our brain is responsible for correcting what's being displayed and processed through the retinas in our eyes to where we now see the world as it should be, right side up instead of upside down, then what picture am I really supposed to see? If it's said that the brain is responsible for creating what colors we can only imagine, then what picture have I allowed others to paint for me? What picture am I really supposed to see? Allow me to paint what open eyes could never see. Simply put, our brain combines signals to perceive what we know as the color red. If red is defined to most closely relate to the actions of aggression and pain, then it makes sense why the simple gesture of a raised palm to show how naked my hands can truly be at a time when confronted by another's hand, fighting the tension between the trigger and a finger, desperately trying to form a fist. Tension that is similar to that of a person, wielding that same piece uncertain for he lacks the experience to sign off mission complete. And his hands have never been in a position to have called a shot, simply a rookie. So without ever going through training myself, I have been taught to display my hands like this. You see, for me, I'm just following procedures within this predicament from which I would have never predicted. The only scope within my vision is the face of my hands that closely resemble the pigment displayed upon the rest of my skin. Closely watching the trembling nerves that gives my hands permission to move. I wish I knew what to call it. They say nervous, I'm watching this hand as if the other one already knows what to do. My eyes then directed their attention towards the bridge connecting my nose to my face. Desperately watching the sweat waiting to ask, what is it doing at a time like this? It simply replies, it's only natural, I do what gravity says. Following sensations within my body for it not knows whether to feel hot or cold. But at a time like this, it's best I focus on one point. Given his piece is known for touching more than one point. If a shot is fired, the chances of me dodging resembles those who have fallen before me. I could give more than one example, but the way we flicking through channels, one takeaway from this after you carry, there's really no point. And so my eyes are now focused on my hands that stand in front of me. On the other hand, I'm faced with a guy who I forgot was standing not too far in front of me. They said if I hold my hands up to the person wielding that piece, he'll see me for what's being communicated. If red is shown through my palms because of the reflection of blood coursing through my veins, then it makes sense why the only emotion here is hatred. Maybe to people what I'm saying right now seems so powerful it makes no sense. For those who want to argue red can mean more than aggression and pain, such as joy and love, then that's more the reason we should follow the language we've created, in which the extension of our hands for us to show you its emptiness. You see, we commonly know this for meaning stop, do not proceed, for I have love. Yet there are bodies that account for this misunderstanding, so I agree 100% what I'm saying right now is so powerful. It makes no sense. All I can hear in the distance is the song that binds us together. A familiar sound that lets me know in the near future there is better. A movement where I no longer need to use my hands to play this instrument. A song that lets you know what kind of story this is without knowing who chose to speak on it. A sound that is only heard when you open your mind to the message it brings. A sound that when it's heard you can't help but to attempt to sing. Because behind this melody, everyone is open to tell their story. After allowing me to paint this picture, open eyes can never see. They still don't see it. Shh. Listen.